Boom. All right. And we are live. What's up, everybody? It is GMrDrew here to welcome you to another episode of the Andrew Glowshevsky Experience. This is going to be episode 446. And we're going to just continue with what we've been doing. If you've been keeping up with like past streams and everything like that, you'll notice I've kind of got my stream set up where I'm comfortable with it. I'm able to do all the things I want to do. I could switch between doing traditional art and you know, my digital stuff. And speaking of the digital, part of what I wanted to start with tonight was working on there we go. Working on putting a GIF together. So let's that's one thing I wanted to do, but then another thing is finishing up this page. You know, I got a few squares down here to fix up, and some of them, you know, I don't even think any of these are really gonna require like much work, you know. So now that I got everything kind of where I want it to be, I'm a little bit happier with the setup, and you know, I'm a lot more comfortable with just kind of doing these things. Even having that intro with the scrolling pictures and everything like that, it just makes it a little bit more convenient that I could start the stream and then it's like, oh crap, I forgot to grab my water, or I forgot to grab this or that. And it always ends up being like, you know, I always have to like check everything, all the I's and T's and P's and Q's. Like you got to check everything and make sure that it's all good before I stream usually. And now it's like, nah, I'll hit stream and then I'll, you know, all that panic sets in. And then it's like, okay, wait, I'm good. I got all my stuff. Yeah, we're good. I'm in a good spot where even currently I have everything kind of where I want it, as far as like all the social medias, everything's been going good. Like setting up like the next steps and everything that I want to work on. I've been doing a lot lately, and now just doing all that whole lotta is like now aiming it and directing it and putting it putting all my work in separate avenues, because a lot of my work is it's different, you know what I mean? Like I'll like for instance, I work on my own original stuff here, and I use this stuff to kind of promote my Patreon, to be like, hey, you know, if you like my style, if you like if you have your own characters, or you know, you have favorite characters that you like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, all that, it's like, you know, I could draw a commission, and it's like you can kind of look at the traditional styles and stuff that I do, and it's like you can get an interesting commission of a character, an original character, anything like that. It doesn't even have to be a character, honestly. You could be, you know, environments or props or anything like that. Like, it's just my way of saying, like, hey, I'm an illustrator, I'm open for commissions. So that's one thing that I do, is those. And now there's this one where I'm able to do like all the digital stuff, and it's you could see like the style is so different. Everything is always a little bit different. It's just because it's different tools. Even my traditional stuff, like my watercolor sketchbook, like it looks a whole lot different from my regular sketchbook. It's back here. So it's like, you know, you can see where watercolors, everything's a lot softer, soft edges. There, you know, there's just like a nicer quality to it. But then like, here's my regular sketchbook that's, you know, has thinner paper. You can't watercolor on it and do anything like that. It's like, then I have this style here, which is all just inks and ballpoint pens and things like that, where this I can't really lay down a base, but you know, it creates its own style with the with the brush markers and being able to blend colors a little bit here, I just get to blend them a little bit more with watercoloring. And it's like, it produces different results. And then, something like this is even much more wild, where it's like, yeah. So I do a lot, but, and a lot of people would like to see that as a problem, or I've heard it a lot where it's like, hey, you do too much. And it's like, well, no, I kind of always been doing this, even back when I was just doing graphic design, and then I was going to comic book conventions and doing things like that. Instead of giving away bookmarks, I give away business cards. I give away bookmarks, right? So, like, I've had these for I don't even know how many years, and it was kind of like my business card to give people for free. But they also get a bookmark out of it at the shows. It was just a nice thing to kind of give away. But even on this thing, like, I did all the digital design on it and the digital layout, did the digital art here. You know what I mean? Like I had to set it all up for the printers and everything like that. But then on this side, like, you'll see there's like a sample of some digital or traditional stuff that I worked on. And, there was only stuff that I had at the time. This would have been back in like 2017 maybe. If I remember correctly, I want to say 2017. These things were done. That's like almost 6 years ago. So yeah, it might even be earlier than that. So even years before, I think I've only been streaming for maybe 2 years now. Is it going on 3 years? I have no idea. I'll have to double check that, but I think it's only 2 years. But even before all this, I've been doing all of it. So now everything's just advanced and upgraded. And what I've begun to do, like, these days, rather than just kind of like loosely scrambling around without any focus, like, I've been able to kind of focus all of the scrambling into my business. And now it's like just channeling all the artwork to the proper avenues, and then that way I'm working well with the social medias. And the whole point for me doing that is just because it's like, I want to look for partnerships and sponsorships, and I just want to work with people. I want to work with anyone who wants to work with me. That's what the whole Patreon thing is for. I would hope that anyone and everyone would feel welcome to it. And yeah, I think just making myself across all these platforms in a way that's relevant to how I want to be perceived in the world, then it's just what I've been up to lately. So, but everything's in a great spot. I've been talking for like a few minutes now. So yeah, let's jump into it. We're gonna get into finishing up this page later on. Gonna have to like work on this pose, and skip over this one maybe, just because I remember this arm is a little wonky. But I'll definitely want to focus on these. And one thing that I noticed the other day was no, I didn't put the tail on this guy. So I kind of just drew the humanoid figure for him, but he has like a fin sort of tail situation, and it goes back here. So I'm gonna want to like draw that in and do all that stuff and make a little alteration to him. And then when I get to the next page, and I don't know if I'll be getting to the next page tonight, but probably get to like finalize him. I'm kind of happy with the look of him, and I kind of got it after a few tries. It kind of worked out where I'm like, okay, I can move on from this guy and move on to the next characters. Oh, that reminds me. So, I'm not going to show too much just because, there's not really even anything to show, but this is something that I just like do for my patrons. So I have this sketchbook. I got so many sketchbooks, man. I got like ex-girlfriends upon ex-girlfriends, and they just give me art supplies, and it's like, man. So, shout out to who's it? Natalia, maybe. Uh, who gave me this one? Was it Brittany? I forget. But shout out to them, giving me books, giving me stuff to always work on. I have like sketchbooks and writing books and notebooks that are just kind of like sit there, and I'm like, one day I'm gonna do something. So I got this one. I started back in 2021. I was gonna do something with it, and I ended up using another book for it because I think the pages rip out of this one too easily. Oh yeah, some old drawings. This is back when Spider-Man No Way, or the first one, Homecoming. Yeah, when Spider-Man Homecoming came out. Holy crap. But yeah, that's how old the first page is. But yeah, so I updated it for 2023. I dedicated it to my Patreon stuff. And what I do in here is I'll like write and draw. And but what I'm drawing and what I'm writing is kind of the whole story. The story that I wrote out and everything that's kind of like character relationships and all this stuff. And I have like the main character's journey. But I just don't have like the comic panels or like, the scenes, the shots, how I want to direct things, and how I want to visually represent the story. So what I'm gonna do is, let me see, I always gotta frame myself in here. So what I gotta do is kind of write it out, draw it out, and everything is all really loose sketches. It's like way looser than these things. They're like pencil sketches, ballpoint pen sketches, but there are panels, and it's me just kind of directing the story, telling what elements I want to put in the panel, how many I have to make up a page, an issue, all these things, and then I'll start just self-publishing those comics eventually when I get around to it, because it's still in the sketching and writing stage. Once I get the scripts, that's when it's like I'll start working on the artwork, and that'll be what I do on the streams. I can't wait for those days, because that's when we're going to upgrade from just working on concept art to graphic novel art. I have on my YouTube channel, I'm starting to post videos again. I'm kind of just cutting out the old chunk from when I stopped posting on YouTube. It was personal reasons why. No reason to get into detail about all that stuff, but that had stopped for a reason, and now I'm just getting back to it. And I wondered if I wanted to post all the stuff to catch up. There's a lot of videos that I could, with the finishing up the Bayonetta study, and then getting back into the concept art, like all those videos. Like I could work on them, but for now I'm deciding not to, and I'm just gonna move forward with what I have now. And then I don't know, maybe one day we will, one day I won't. But I think tomorrow I have a video coming out that's gonna be me talking about the books. It's a clip of me talking about the Batman Arkham Asylum and talking about Ashley Wood's art in the Metal Gear Solid graphic novel, and that's just another thing I want to do. I have this library. I've studied it, most of it, and it's an ongoing study. Thankfully, it's something that is, well, at the end of, anyways, let's forget about it. I'm drawing on Patreon and I'm posting on Patreon, and it's all story elements, but it's all sketches and things. So it's not like I want to give away too much, but I am giving away something. So yeah, if you want to join the Patreon, you get commissions and you get access to seeing the story and notes, and it's just me having like fun, and it's really loose, and I would like to think that the commissions are the pretty part of the Patreon, while the sketches and the posts that I make of like everything is going to be the kind of the rough stuff that maybe people who are in the industry would know, like in comic books, who are in movie and cinema development, story, animation departments, all that other stuff, like, people like that would see. And I don't know, let's just get into it, man. What I say, I wanted to make a GIF, Uh, so I wanted to just do a GIF so I could make a post on. Sometimes you just want to get the timing perfect on these things. That way, make it at least the most like appealing. Oh yeah, you should you should check out my what is it on Twitter and on my LinkedIn accounts. I got oh man, what are you doing over there? All right, and it works. Oh yeah, you can see it working in the corner there, huh? There we go. And there you go. You got a functioning GIF animation. Oh.